Larry and I met at Springdale Center. There was a program there for people that were doing community services that had been involved in DUIs to come and learn more about substance abuse and alcohol abuse. So I would actually give the class and show Larry's video. But what they didn't know was that I was going to bring Larry into the room. And so after them seeing the video and just kind of, marveling over the fact that this man is still alive, I would bring Larry into the room. And that's when the emotions would really get stirred. Of course, Larry couldn't talk, but he had a signboard, and so they could ask questions that required a yes/no answer. And so I think that's where it all began for me to see how powerful his story was and how powerful his life still was, even in the state that he was in.
This is Larry Cullen, born in 1952 in Washington, D.C. Larry started drinking alcohol at the age of just 9. As some of his classmates made plans for college, Larry's drinking kept him from finishing high school, dropping out in the 9th grade. With no serious concerns for his future or obligations, Larry just kept on partying. He'd get drunk, and then he'd get wild. At 16, Larry had his first car wreck. From sharpening tools for a compressor company to being a change cashier for slot machines and a carpet layer's helper, Larry held and lost many jobs, never keeping one for very long. Larry married young, had 2 daughters, and then divorced. Eventually, he told himself, "I'll settle down and cut back on my partying." But not now. Not yet. He knew he was an alcoholic, but drinking made him feel good about himself. At least that's what he thought. And the accidents. One was on a motorcycle. Then in his truck he liked to call the Orange Flame. Another in his GTO, and in 1974, at the age of 22, Larry had his final accident when he wrapped his '64 Chevy Nova around a telephone pole in White Plains, Maryland. The alcoholism stopped, along with his ability to eat, drink, walk, or even speak. Larry spent 2 years in a rehabilitation center in Baltimore and another year with his mother. The accident left him a quadriplegic. In 1977, Larry was admitted to the Charles County Nursing Home where he lived for 6 years until he was moved into one of Springdale's group homes. Larry had lost all of his independence and required others to feed, bathe, and clothe him. And though he was surrounded by compassionate and caring people, this way of life was something he wished upon no one. Every morning, with the help of a caregiver, straps, and a portable hoist, Larry was lifted out of bed and into his chair. Others would help him dress, comb his hair, and administer his medications. Unable to chew solid food, Larry was fed through a feeding tube inserted through his navel. The simple pleasures and tastes of eating were gone forever. Once, he had the free will to come and go as he pleased, and make decisions like whether to wear a seatbelt. Now, everything in life required the help of others, along with straps and harnesses, for Larry to do anything or go anywhere. With limited control of his hands, Larry could manipulate his electric wheelchair using a special control board. It was difficult even with all this special help. A physical therapist worked with him on motor skills, trying to maintain what strength and flexibility he still had so that Larry could use the keyboard at the center's computer lab to type notes and messages to family, friends, and the center staff. It was a slow process that required focus and concentration to hit each key. Unable to speak, this was Larry's only real means of communication, and communication was critical to him, as he was on a mission to convey very important information to as many as he could.
Later on, I became the chaplain of a local correctional facility, and I contacted Larry to find out if he wanted to come into the jails to talk to other inmates about alcohol and substance abuse, and he agreed to come in, and we went to a couple of different jails to talk to inmates, and they all wrote Larry letters and cards, and it was just moving for me to see that no matter where we went and which units we brought in, each inmate would have almost the same reaction. And I just think that what Larry was doing in the latter part of his life far exceeded what he did at the beginning.
At 15, Marcia thought she was invincible. Skipping school, getting high, rock and roll, and her boyfriend were her top priorities. But on December 7th, 1975, just a few days shy of her 16th birthday, Marcia's life changed in a way she never imagined. Her friend threw an early birthday party for her, and on the way home, sitting in the back seat of a car drunk and tripping on acid, the driver, her friend Tommy, who was also high and drunk, ran a stop sign into the path of another car. Her dreams of having a family and being a mother were ripped away that night.
I really don't remember being at the party. I don't even remember being there or what time we left. I don't remember. I smoked some marijuana and tripped on some acid, and the driver was drunk, and he drove us home. But obviously, I didn't make it home. None of us did. The helicopter came and flew me to shock trauma in Baltimore. The other guy, he got thrown at the windshield, killed instantly. They say a splinter of glass went in his brain. I got the worst of it, besides talk. I was in a coma for 2.5 months. I didn't even have enough wind to blow out a birthday candle. I don't know about Larry, but when I had physical therapy in the hospital, my legs were so bent up, they put casts on my legs to make them straight. When I first met Larry, it was here, obviously. He was a very good friend. I was upset when I heard about he had died. I want to inspire teenagers when they get their licenses, not to drink and drive. And if I had it to do over again, it would be a lot different.
We believe that each person has to do their part to help others. It's as simple as that. Larry's story is about you. It's about me. All of us have been touched by individuals that have been addicted to mind-altering substances and the results of it. And I believe that if more people hear about his story and how it affected Z, how it affected Marcia, they'll reflect on the fact that maybe there's something that they can do to help as well. And that's one of the reasons why we're investing in a recovery home / reentry home called Larry's Hope.